that intro. A cold start in the 6 liter. We're gonna get a new tool. So I just finally hooked up with a seller on Facebook. Been kind of trying to track him down for about a week now. He's got a lathe for sale for $500. Okay, no big deal. Well, I just realized the one that I'm looking at is the 9x20. It's not the little crappy $700 mini lathe that I was thinking it was. So once I zoomed into his picture and I was like, oh, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, I'm pulling cash. I'm coming over right now. I'll see you in an hour. So essentially, that went from me taking the Scion, the toaster, to go and get it, to grabbing the old Yukon here. Maybe you guys will have to comment below what kind of stuff you want me to make with this lathe. Really been wanting one for a while, and this thing's about $1,400, $1,300 new. So if I can get it for well under half of what it's worth, and if it's not completely clapped out, I'll absolutely pick it up, and we'll make some cool stuff with it. All right, so we just pull up here in a minute. I will see if I can take you guys inside with me. Be all respectful and stuff. So we'll see if he's cool with it or not. And if not, you guys will see if I get a lathe or not. Well, guys, I bought her. He wasn't super cool about videoing, but got a quick little video for you guys. Yeah, so he just replaced some of this. He dropped it. Looks like he's bolted this incorrectly, so I gotta put that back on the little notch proper. He said he broke this off, so I gotta pull this apart and put the new knob back on. Maybe that'll be our first project. I'll actually cut me a brand new knob for that. You guys can see the freaking gear right here is all twisted and chowdered, so I'll track down a powdered metal one. And this pulley back here's got a big old chunk out of it, so we'll track a new one of those down, or probably just grind it. Got a box parts for the apparatus that goes here, and then I got to figure out how to mount this because this base isn't quite mounted properly to it. But I don't know, $500. You guys tell me if I got a good deal or not. You can go a little faster than that if you want. Keep going. Keep going. Hey, we go. Not too shabby.
Can you check to make sure it worked?
Yeah, I ran it frontwards, backwards, and it's a little loud for a couple of reasons, and I'll probably show that in the video.
3/4 fours.
Like I said, $800 lower than retail. Wasn't going to cry too much. Alright, ready for the sparks to fly? Goes backwards, forwards.
Sounds kind of like bearings.
No, it's actually not. This little guy here is cracked.
Oh yeah.
And it's bent inward like it's been dropped. Yeah. So it's chafing the edge of the belt, and the belt is flicking off of that. So I'm going to pull the belt off and try to grind those real gently. This thing's cockeyed. I'm not quite sure why.
It's plastic.
So I'm pretty sure I can get metal ones, but a box in the back of the truck here is for this guy, and this guy's got a big old gear and whatnot over here. So obviously metal against plastic. These guys are doing all right. No idea when it was last oiled, so we'll drop some oil in there. 4 things. I was reading up, you got to put oil all over the freaking place on this thing. So a little oil up here. There's a hole somewhere right there. Gears and lead screws and stuff. I believe that one's another one I gotta put oil in.
Yep.
That one probably too. That one. So lots of fun stuff. We'll see what I gotta do to get this one out here right now. You guys aren't here for a freaking how to repair your Harbor Freight lathe video, but it's part of the process, part of the stuff. So I'll show you guys what I found. This guy is bent like right here. We just noticed the one of the rails and all in the back over here had something flop around it pretty significantly. So that's probably what caused this guy to fail spectacular. There's a big old flat spot in the gears. So just trying to take inventory of what I need, what's wrong with it, what's busted, what I gotta fix. I'm gonna tinker with this for another little while, and then tomorrow morning, once it warms up a little bit, we'll be starting to work on the motor some more. Hey, look, cross member for a 4x4. So I was going to show you guys how to get the intake manifold out super easy while I was taking out the thermostat over there. So I've got the bolt almost all the way out. I'm going to take my jack and put it under the motor now and carefully lift up on the motor a little bit so that we can gain access to the intake manifold bolts from the top. Basically just to where I see the motor lifting and not the frame. Pull the motor mount. Get this jacked up a little ways. Only a couple inches need to be done. So get you an impact, any amount of universal joints, or like Harbor Freight's got these kind of fun little wobble extensions, which I typically don't like to use, but you know, straight extensions, whatever. This is going to be exponentially easier for you guys, well, most of you, since none of you guys are this tall. I'm 6'4". My core support's up to my chest, right at my sternum, so you know I have to pull some measurements here in a little bit and see if it's even going to be possible to pull this motor with the suspension and everything under it. The hoist that I've got, alternator's got to come out, which means the servicing belt's got to come out. Alright, so you guys can see 2-wire plug. This is the regulator for the 04 and not the 08. You can literally slide it back on the top of here and get you extra couple amps. So one right above it here. So now that all these are out, literally, you got everything out proper. This guy's still waiting for me to unscrew it, but look at all the room. And now you get to your starter super easy instead of trying to go through the wheel well as well. So yeah, a little oily. That's not good, but yeah, it had almost 200,000 miles on it. I'm gonna grab my thermostat housing while I'm here, and slowly let her back down. Oh, there it goes. To get the motor out, I'll pressure wash this whole thing, but for now, still have to do. Slowly pick away at this harness here. Cam sensors. Flow packs. Coolant sensor. Keep on going down the line. I know I'll have to get clear under the motor and over to the other side to get the transmission connector, the 460 connector. But for now, we're just going to kind of work our way down and then work back up. Trying to put my bolts back as I go. So if I do end up putting this thing back together and making sure that it will fire, I want to make sure that I have all the stuff where it ought to be. The little signal wire here off of the starter, as well as the power wire and stuff. Trying to put the bolts back. Knock sensor. Gotta get this heater line out of here too. That's next. Make sure I drop coolant all over the place. Probably won't. Probably won't be too bad, I guess. Yeah. A wee bit. Maybe I'll put the bucket under there. It's kind of tripping right on the diff. Oh well. Wheel chuck. Go ask Shane about that. He's got a wonderful story about wheel chucks. So, O2 sensor, speed sensor. And to see where the disconnect is for this. Oh, my hip just popped. Alright. 4060, it's got a little crimp on the side, I think. go. Look at that. Alright. Let's follow these up, see if there's any clips up here, anything else I gotta undo, and then we'll pull this out the top side. Gear selector. Got chocks under the tires. Fuel lines detached from the transmission. So I got the lines down there all detached. Easy eyes. Detached. This right here is just the power distribution harness, which I may or may not be saving, but this kind of goes from the fuse box, it goes down to the starter, and a couple ground points in the motor and whatnot. So put that in the save bin. Huge ground point down there. Let's see what it is. You could absolutely leave the harness on the motor here. Couple little clips. This will drape over one side. Pull the kind of power and ground harness out. And if you're pulling the motor and the transmission, which I'm hoping to do, I don't know if I'll be able to do because I'm kind of close to the house. I really don't have any way of pulling the truck back up if I decide to roll it back a little ways. So I could move it, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge and get there. I want to pull this all out as best I can in one piece. If I can't, then we'll deal with it that way. But pull it out in one piece. I want to get all the harness out of here. One big ol' fat mess. I got the oil pressure sensor over here that's just completely crudded up. Got a serious amount of walkers by my house. They're always talking on their phones or talking to somebody they're walking with, or listen to music, or always something, man. So very difficult to make a video for you guys certain parts of the day, and this time of year it's freaking cold otherwise in the mornings when nobody's around. Come on. Oh, gotcha. Even though I'm going to use a stock V8 ones. Just get them out now, I guess. Oh, there's enough. Just enough room. Cooling everywhere. Jeez. Breather line. Draft tube type thing. All right. I think we're ready to chain up and get this thing out of here, man. That's about done. Now this will be a little difficult to film, but I've got to reach up here and figure out a way of pulling these lines out of the side of the transmission while I catch all the fluid coming out of it. So think I'm going to leave them connected, and I'll just take the cooler off and tie the lines up next to the front of the motor. So that's going to be an absolute pain. Well, I've pretty much got everything undone. I just got the trans lines kind of bent up and out of the way a little bit. As usual, I'm running out of time today, so we'll have to finish up a couple things right now, and then I will see you guys in the morning. Or in the morning, once it's bearable to work out here. And dude, what the heck? In the morning, once it warms up a little bit, and we will try our best to get this motor out of here after a week of trying, give or take. Alright, so after I stopped filming last night, I ended up pulling the entire engine harness out. I got the fuse box out. You guys can see that. So I got the lines off, power steering lines off that were way too dang long to begin with. I gotta pull it off the cooler some more, or I might just end up cutting it. Can't quite get to it because I was an idiot and literally decided to weld the bracket to the truck. So, oh well, we'll figure that out. But I am heavily debating cutting the core support. Well, I'm heavily debating on drilling out all of the spot welds on the core support. So I'm going to pull the fenders off real quick and see what that's going to take. We're going to try and mark out all of these spot welds so I can get an idea as to what it's going to take to get this core support out of here. I know there's some wires and like the hood latch and stuff needs to get moved, but I'll see what it's going to take. $19.20. Okay. I guess that's not too bad. I haven't pulled tape on the hoist. I haven't lifted all the way up and seen just how high I can get it, but I'm pretty sure I can only drop the truck. I gotta pull the shocks out, pull the coils out. Maybe that'll be enough. I know I don't have a whole lot because my steering link is going to go literally right there, and so it's actually going to help moving the axle forward 2 or 3 inches. It'll give me an extra 2 or 3 inches of up travel right here. Never hit. That's a lie. Maybe it did. But scoot it forward, get that out of the way, let it go a little higher. That'll get the drag link back into alignment. And I'll just have to move all of this. I'll probably have to move my drag link inboard, which I kind of figured I would do, but we'll see. I just know I'm gonna get pooped on today with these cedar waxwing and doves in my cedar tree here. Don't do this at home. Told you. Like he was shooting this out the side. Just go slow. Don't rock the truck too bad. Alright, I think that's it. That's all I've got. Spend as little time as possible inside that coil. There we go. 2. Oh, it was a shock. Alright, let's see if I can set this all the way down. I don't have bump stops, but I guess it is what it is. Okay. Now it's considerably lower. Let's pull a tape on it and let's see. So I think it was at 50.5 before. I'm down to 47. That wasn't anywhere near as much as I thought it was going to be. That's only 4 inches. All right. Damn birds. I'm going to set the crane under the axle and see how far I can bleed these tires down so that I don't have any issues binding the jack feet with the axle. That's better. $50, 43 now, so almost 8 inches, 7.5 inches drop from what it was. That is entirely a different issue. I guess we'll just crank this guy up and see how high he'll go. I've got a feeling I'll be dripping trans fluid all over the place. So I'm kind of thinking about doing is draining the transmission pan. It's going to be an absolute mess, but I should do it. Got the pan, I might as well. I got the transmission pan emptied. Getting the starter out of here. It's got some nice beefy bolts that I can hook chain to. Got the nut right here. Got some decent, air quotes, decent chain. At least it's welded. I kind of wish I had a leveler, but just kind of where I'm at. So I have a feeling this motor is going to be way more front heavy than I'm giving it credit. So I'll have to go to the other side here and figure out where I can kind of grab over there. I can get down here to one of the exhaust manifold bolts. Cylinder number 2. Thread this guy in a little ways and see if that's sufficient. Injectors out. Oh, dumping fuel everywhere. That was smart, Kevin. All right. front up pretty good. Not the firewall. Oh, here goes nothing. I kind of want to set it down. That's not gonna help. My super tight arrangement here has locked me up against the crane here. And the floorboard over here. The point that I gotta figure out a way of getting this out. There it goes. There we go. Not my first time doing this, but it sure looked like it on film. Alright, this episode is entirely too long, so I'm actually going to save the axle placement stuff for the next episode. Guys, I appreciate you guys stopping in and checking out the build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know these are kind of long. I'm going to try to get better to shorten them up, but for now, just want to be thorough and show you guys what I've been doing, and I hope you guys find value in what I'm doing here while I'm trying to impart some wisdom and things that I know about. And maybe you guys do, maybe you guys don't. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the support so far, and I will see you guys on the next episode.